back to my kitchen. I am making a cowboy bean recipe, and I thought I would show you all how I make it. I do have recipe that I will have linked in the description box. I've been using this for a while now and we love it. I do add my own little tweaks to it, which you all will see as I make it, and I will also add that in the description box. I am doing a double batch, cooking for a crowd. I'm going to a party this weekend, so there's going to be quite a few people there, so I am making a double batch. The recipe will just be a single batch, and then the stuff that I add, you know, of course I will add double up, but I will put the single in the description box. Also, I've already chopped my onion in my little handy dandy chopper. I couldn't find butter beans, so I just did white, the Catalini beans. This is brown sugar. I just used bacon pieces just for convenience of not having to fry bacon. I'm using the honey barbecue, just what I already had in the fridge that I need to use up. My secret ingredient is red pepper jelly. This is my mom's. She canned this. It's really good, and I add that into my beans. And then this is 1.5 pounds of hamburger meat. So I also add extra hamburger meat than it calls for in the recipe. And then of course it calls for water, which I'll just measure out when I need it. So this is for my cowboy bean recipe. I hope you all enjoy. So first I'm going to turn my eye on about medium heat, and I'm going to brown my hamburger meat and cook my onions. This is a whole onion. Like I said, I'm doubling the recipe, so I'm going to use a whole onion. And then that is 1.5 pounds of hamburger meat. I think the recipe itself calls for 1/2 pound per recipe, and so I've got 3 times that amount. So, but you can't go wrong with ground beef. Now, while this is browning up, I'm going to add some seasonings to kind of flavor the meat a little bit. I'm going to add in some salt. I'm going to add in some pepper. I'm going to add in some garlic powder. And I'm going to add in some paprika. So definitely my go-to seasonings in the kitchen. Okay, so I'm not going to make you watch this cooking, so I'm going to let this cook up. I'm going to open up my cans, and then I will see you back once this is cooked and drained and ready to add the rest of the ingredients in. We got the meat browned, drained, onions are cooked. We're going to start adding ingredients now. Let's add the beans. This is the 2 cans of pork and beans. Remember, I'm doubling this recipe. This is 2 cans of the Catalini, because I couldn't find the butter beans, and then 2 cans of kidney beans, drained and rinsed. Add those in. Then we're going to add in our bacon. Let's give this a stir. Now, this is a type of recipe where the flavors get better over time. So, like, I will let this cook on low and simmer for maybe about 30-35 minutes. Taste it. If it needs anything, I will add it. If not, then I will let it completely cool down. I will pack it in a container because I'm going to be putting it in the crock pot at my grandmother's house. But I will let it completely cool down. I will refrigerate it tonight, and then in the morning I will take it out and then start heating it back up. And then tomorrow, taste it, see if it needs anything, and then it's better the next day. You can ask my husband, ask anybody that has had these beans. The flavor it soaks in. It's so much better the next day. So this is one of these recipes where you got to make it the day before. Just trust me, I promise. So, added beans, I've added the bacon, we've got the onion in there. We're gonna add 3 or 2/3 cup of brown sugar. And then we're gonna add 3 cups. We're gonna add 3 cups of barbecue sauce. And like I said, I'm using whatever I have. I had this in my pantry or in the fridge, and then I have another one that I'll have to get out because this isn't going to be enough. But you need 3 cups total of whatever barbecue sauce. You could use a spicy barbecue. This one is honey barbecue. Okay, let me get that other. Okay, so I got the other one out. Whoa, okay. So that was probably about 3. Let's do a half here. Okay, so 3 cups. Watch out, my tripod's on.
Huh?
My tripod is on. Don't hit it, okay?
Here I am.
Okay, and then we're gonna add a cup of water.
Okay, I just want to help. I just want to help.
Okay, hold on a moment. It's hot.
I just want to fall again. I just want to go right here.
Well, don't use that chair, because that's the one that you fell in, okay?
No, we're not.
Okay, so now I'm gonna give it a stir.
I just want to fall. Okay?
And like I said, you're gonna let it cook for a little bit. Taste it. See if you think spice-wise if it needs anything. Because this is one of these recipes that you can just add stuff to. Okay. Turn it on low, and then now I'm gonna add my secret ingredients. My secret ingredients that are not in the recipe are red pepper jelly. You can buy this at Kroger, you can buy it at Walmart. Just look for red pepper jelly. This is already canned for my mom. Worcestershire sauce, ketchup, and mustard. You can use your regular yellow mustard. You can use spicy mustard. You can use Dijon. I'm using Dijon. So, we're going to add these in. probably about 2 tablespoons. And remember, this is a double batch. I'm just gonna go ahead and clean that out. There's not much in there. Okay, so 2 heaping tablespoons of that. Couple squirts of mustard. This is brand new. Let me open it. Okay, a couple dashes of Worcestershire. And like I said, I just eyeball stuff, so. And then a good little squirt of ketchup. And then we're just gonna stir all this in. And then I'm gonna let it cook a little bit. I'm not gonna taste it yet. I'm gonna let it cook a little bit, and then I will come back and I will taste it. And if I add anything else, I will let you all know. But this is pretty much the basic recipe that I use, plus the extra stuff that I add in for my cowboy beans. Like I said, the recipe base that I use will be linked in the description box below, plus the ingredients that I add extra. The beans have been cooking for about 30 minutes. They've just been simmering. I've got it on low. I tasted it. They were a little too barbecue-y for me, so I added in a 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, and it tastes good. It's like I said, the one thing with this recipe is you can just taste it and add as you need. So I will cool these completely down, put them in the fridge, and then reheat them. If you reheat them, I would reheat them slowly. You can either reheat them in this, in the pan that you fix it in, or you can reheat them in the crock pot and then just let them slowly heat up in the crock pot. Or you can put them in a full pan and heat them up in the oven. Whatever you prefer, whatever is easiest for you. But I hope you enjoyed this cowboy bean recipe, and I will see you all again another time. Thanks for watching. Bye.